Yes, we are here. How are you doing, everyone? Wow, some solid moves on the chart, hey? Solid moves on the chart. Good to see. Welcome, everyone. How are you doing? So, as you can see, I am still not in my office and still not at my desk. So recently we moved to France a few days ago. And man, once you arrive and you have some stuff set up, like the basics, you know what I mean, then it can take a little while sometimes to set up the rest. And that is basically my phase at the moment. We have all the basics set up, and then it's like, yeah, I still got to set up my desk, but you know, will I do that today or not? And then you don't, and now I'm still sitting here in the living room. But well, you know, we'll sort ourselves out very, very soon. But yeah, good to have you all here. Yeah, so let's cover some Elliott waves. Just for your information, that today, and also I don't have a two-screen setup now, so that is what you see is what I see, right? So I click this away, and this is my screen. But for your information, this is the last upload today. So this live stream, there won't be an upload tonight because I won't be home. My wife and I go to, I believe it is a firework competition, or at least a firework related event in Monaco, and we'll have dinner there and la di la la. So we're going to be gone for the evening, but tomorrow morning is going to be the next upload, right? So what we're going to do in this particular live stream is, of course, cover Elliott waves, and we're going to start on the weekly time frame, then the daily. So that is a short summary of the previous upload that I did earlier today, and then we're going to take a look at the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame here locally, right? So that is stuff we're going to be doing, and then we get into chatting and Q&A, and you know, answering some questions. I also get a lot of questions about the CVD template that I have here. Already had some questions the past few weeks, as I've of course been showing this new template on the live stream with all the automated CVD divergences live visible. And yes, this will be shared. We are currently still, well, actually, I'm currently testing this one. This is the newest update. I got this one this morning or last night from Mr. Friends. He's the legend. Yeah, so currently having a look at this, and yeah, it's an improvement compared to the one I used at the end of last week. Just checking it out. And then it will be freely shared online. I will likely ask for at least a little bit of support, which means just, you know, registering through one of the links to support the channel. But other than that, it's completely free, usable, and everything good and fine, right? I don't want you guys to pay for stuff like this. So here, bullish CVD divergences locally played out, but what is interesting is that so far throughout the whole move, we had consistent bearish CVD. By the way, this template for Diamond, of course, all the diamonds, this will just be uploaded in the Diamond AGGR channel, right, guys? I'll make sure to make a post in the FAQ as well. But for everyone that is not diamond, gold, silver, or at least not diamond, you know, it will be available for you, so very, very soon. But yeah, let's see how this performs in the upcoming days. But it should be good to be shared this week. Okay, so now that being said, how are you? How are you? So yeah, we move towards the downside. Interesting price action. Fear in the market. Actually, no idea what the fear and greed index is doing. So let's have a look. 26. It's actually higher than I expected it to be. 26. So in the past year, we are 26, 25 earlier in July. It's actually quite interesting that we're at 26. Yeah, it's not as low as I maybe expected it to be. But yo, Tristan, Adam, how you doing? Bina, I smell blood. Yeah, you smell fear, you know, everyone and everywhere. Sarah, how you doing? Tristan, not my GT, is the honest guy. I don't know what that is. Hi up, welcome, shitting bricks. I'm so crazy. I decided to long Bitcoin based on my look at the world market. Hey, Bina, that's not crazy, right? It's not crazy. It's all probabilities. So with regards to the move to the downside, actually it's all risk management. That's what I mean, right? So you got to move to the downside if longed into the move earlier, right? If you had a solid plan, solid strategy, right? If you have a solid plan and a solid strategy and you went long, there's absolutely no problem. Yeah, you got stopped out, most likely at least. But a loss is just part of trading, right? No one has 100% winning strategy, right? 100% win rate. If you have a 50% win rate, 60% win rate with a 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4 RR, you are incredibly profitable and you're doing you're doing very well and doing better than most of 95% of people in the market, right? So a loss is no problem. But the risk management part is that if you do lose, you don't lose big, right? You want to have consistent 1%, maybe 2%, max 3%. I don't really like to recommend going over 3% loss per trade, but you need to know the statistics of your trading strategy. And incurring a loss, if you had a plan, right, based on your regular strategy, go long because it was good, right? It fit your strategy. It might be a loss now, but who cares, right? It's just one of the losses you're going to incur in your trading journey, right? So it happens. It happens. Now, for myself, with regards to my own stuff. So Koen Setups channel is the first link in the description. By the way, I had longs running here. This is already a little while ago because I was traveling, but posted on the 26th here. So we had the long plan here towards the upside from an Elliott wave point of view at that moment in time, 64K price, with probabilities high to move up. And then as you can see, I had 3 shorts planned, 69, 2, 70 and 72K, right? So I was looking for a wave 5 to end, but I didn't really know like, okay, where is this wave 5 gonna end? But we were looking for a place to end. So I prepared these, at least that's what I was looking for. And in the setups channel, what I talk about is why is a setup interesting from an Elliott wave point of view to help people how to trade Elliott waves, because there's a big difference between analyzing the waves and trading the waves, right? So in this channel, I talk about trading the waves, right? That is the goal of what I do in here, and feel free to join it. Link it again in the description. But yeah, so over here we hit the first resistance, right? 69.2. Interesting move towards the downside. That was also the short that I took. So I actually don't talk about if I enter positions or not. I only talk about why is it interesting from an Elliott wave point of view, and based on the reaction I might enter. Sometimes I don't enter because I just wait for price to show me what it wants to do. So took it over here, but with regards to probabilities, I also took a long in here and I also got stopped out here, but I still have my short running. I took most out, by the way, because we did hit important support, but it's part of the journey, no? It's part of the journey. And actually, with regards to the longs, as you can see, this was my last post, so I didn't post about any longs, but in the group, because it wasn't too interesting. It wasn't a full position, but I was considering it at the weekly naked point of control. It's part of the game. So you did well. You did well. You got to lose. That's part of trading. Got to win, got to lose, as long as your losses are risk managed. Hi, how you doing? Zoltan, welcome. Yanis, George, I would like to thank you for replying to my brother's Chris email. You're such organized. Thank you, George. Cheers to your brother Chris. I reply to every email, as quickly as I can. Jeroen is helping me with this. Gotta say, I still gotta reply to Jeroen in Discord. Jeroen, if you're here, I'm so sorry, man. Like, life is hectic when you move countries. Eduardo, welcome. Adam opened a long. Good luck with the trades. Tristan, beautiful day. Yup. Keeping your desk? No, I keep my desk. I moved it to France, but I still have to set it up. So I like my desk. Bogdan, how you doing? Man, hope you are back to trading. Markets Mike, welcome. Thanks for your message earlier today. It was great to read. Very enjoyable. He's a psychologist, everyone, right? So really, really interesting perspective on the market. Valerio Booma Boom Paul, welcome, man. Wall Street fear at the same level, yet we have a little run up at the same time as they went down. Can Bitcoin dump again? Can always dump, but it's about probabilities, which we'll analyze in a second. XRP, good luck with the trade, Lakiza. Happy about the move. Lower is better, but all risk managed, even with long-term and hodl positions. Gotta have a plan, right? Also, you gotta know where to get out and take the loss. You gotta sometimes take that L. Yeah, it's part of trading, no? But hopefully you win more than you lose. Fat boy, how you doing? Rudy, cardiac arrest. still here. Still 4 and 5 to follow. Highest probability, yes. Both on the 4 hour, by the way, and the weekly. Paul and Sam. Wizard, Nuke, how you doing, man? Is Sylvia here as well? Pookie. Samith, welcome. Reloads. Jerry, good to have you here. And Roller. Okay. Let's start. Yanith, welcome. So we're going to start on the weekly, move to the daily, then go into the 4 hour and 1 hour time frame and talk about the probabilities of every scenario. I will remove the target for 5 because I want to redo it based on the low we have here. And talk about it a little bit more. Right? A little bit more. Let me get some water here. So I will have to go in about 22 minutes. So it's going to be short and sweet. And that is, again, if you didn't hear me at the beginning, I will be out in Monaco later tonight. For some firework show related things. Should be very impressive, very cool, so I look forward to it. I go there with my wife, and then the next upload will be tomorrow morning. So tonight, no update. Tomorrow morning, new update. Okay, so cool. On the weekly time frame, you will in the upcoming time only see this scenario on my chart, which is a 5-wave impulsive structure. The double 1-2 for the time being will not be on my chart anymore until we take out the all-time high. Then we can observe the reaction, see how impulsive it is, and we might start talking about it again. But at the moment, it doesn't make sense to talk about a double 1-2. For the non-Elliott wave people here, a double 1-2 is insanely bullish, 1-2-1-2, and you expect a very big 3, 4, and 5. So it's a very, very big push towards the upside. But because of the new local low that we made, well, pretty much today, the probabilities are currently higher for what you see on the chart right now, which basically means we look for a 1, 2, 3, 4, one more push to the upside in 5, and then a bigger retracement back towards the downside, right? So the probabilities on the weekly remain higher for price to move towards that 100K to answer the question and the text that I have on my thumbnail, right? So, okay, there we go. So we're looking on a weekly time frame for a 5-wave impulsive structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 5. Wave 3 here is already finished. So we then have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What you like to see is a wave 4 of a higher degree, being the yellow wave 4, to retrace to the wave 4 of a lower degree, the price section of the wave 4 of a lower degree, which is the price section that is contained in this white box between 49.1 and 38.5K. It is a guideline in Elliott waves that a wave 4 retraces to the wave 4 of a lower degree. And the lower degree is the green wave 4 because it's a sub-degree of the yellow 3, right? So we like to see that for a wave 4. Now on the chart, the common target for your wave 4 in general is the 236 to the 05, which is between 57.1 and 42.8K. And the invalidation is the 0.618 at 37.7K. After wave 4, which should be a 3-wave corrective structure, we are then looking for a wave 5 to the upside. Now what we also like to see between a wave 2 and a wave 4 is alternation. There is a rule in Elliott waves, which is actually quite interesting. It's called a rule because if you would track the probabilities based on the data of Swan, which if you go to Discord, Elliott waves channel, download this over here, you'll get a lot of data right? And it's super interesting. I can recommend it to everyone if you're interested in Elliott waves to download these PDFs and read through it. You'll actually see that the rule of alternation it's not really like, it's more like a guideline of alternation instead of a strict rule, I suppose. But what it means is it's a alternation between wave 2 and 4. If wave 2 is short, deep, and so short in time, deep structure, and simple, generally a zigzag, wave 4 has a higher probability of being long, sideways, and shallow. However, in this case, right, if wave 2 is shallow, wave 4 has a higher probability of being deep. Deep meaning like 38205, that's going to be your target area. If wave 2 is more complex, wave 4 has a higher probability of being simple. However, right, that is based on the rule of alternation. But if you check the data and you check the data, you will figure out that if wave 2 is by itself complex, right, not simple like a zigzag, wave 4 still has a 78% chance of also being complex, right? So, it's just some interesting data I'm throwing around, but hopefully you learned something while watching this video. So, by all means, what we're looking for here is a wave 4 hitting the wave 4 of a lower degree, the price action, so 49.1K to 38.5K. Look for local signs of strength and then a new move to the upside, which means that locally on the lower time frame, 1 hour, 4 hour, we want to see an impulse to the upside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait for that retracement, get some nice bullish CVD divergences, RSI, MACD, whatever you like to look for, and then get a bigger wave 3 to the upside, a 4, and finally a wave 5. There is 3 main ways to calculate the target for a wave 5. And then finally, you also have a diagonal, but I'll get to that in a second. First of all, you take a trend-based fib extension from the low to the high of 1 to the low of 4. Now, on the lower time frames, preferably your move to the downside is actually not yet finished, based on the highest volume currently sitting in the low, but we'll get to that, right? So if we use at least the current low to estimate targets for our wave 5, then one target is 98.5K. Another way, right, that's a trend-based fib taken from the low of 1, high of 1, low of 4. The second option is a normal fib from the end of 3 to the end of 4, right? And then you toggle on the 1.618 and the 1.236, so that is 81K to 95K. And finally, a trend-based fib extension from the low to the high of 3 to the low of your wave 4, toggle on the 0.618, 128K. 29, almost 29. Of course, if the wave 4 is going to drop a little bit to the downside, these targets will slightly change, right? So if everything moves to the downside just a little bit, you can see it changes a little bit. But in general, you're going to be looking between 80K and 130K. But we first got to wait for the retracement to finish and then look for local signs of strength. Preferably also, this wave 4 is ending after the vertical line on the chart, the 1-to-1 fib time, taken from the start to the end of 2 to the end of 3. 3 clicks, right? Click 1, click 2, click 3 with this tool, trend-based fib time. Most commonly, wave 4 is longer in time than wave 2, and that means preferably wave 4 finishes after the 12th of August, which is still 1 more week. All right, so preferably we finish wave 4 after Monday next week, pretty much. No? Cool. So at the moment, that's the highest probability weekly scenario. And if we then go to the trend channel, this is a trend channel taken from this high to the all-time high to the low over here, right? Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The moment you break this channel low, the probabilities increase. You're looking at a wave 4. So it matches, right? The channel over here, what's happening, breaking the channel, is in confluence with looking for a wave 4. Right, so the channel is supporting the narrative from an Elliott wave perspective to look for 4 and a 1 more 5 towards the upside. Now on the daily time frame, so if we zoom in, currently for that wave 4, right? So we're still with the mindset in that yellow wave 4, right? That's what we're working on, no? Looking for a 5-wave leading diagonal in A, WXY in B, right? There is some alternative options that people have here, right? Absolutely fine, but by all means, looking for a C towards the downside, and the target area of all these scenarios is quite similar anyway. So here the target area is 52.6 to 41.9K. That is the common target area for your wave C, right? And 52.6 to 48.5 is like the most common for C, but you know, the 1.618 is still a target for a wave C that should not be forgotten, right? So in this scenario, we are then looking for signs of strength in this particular area, and we will zoom in to the lower time frame here in a second. But we do have some interesting confluence inside this area. First of all, you can see a couple of blue boxes. So first of all, actually this one didn't really do too much, but this one here, the most important one, reason is here we had a daily naked point of control order block as well. Very nice. This one was 49.1 to 49.8K, right? So that is support for wave C down here. We still have 45.2 to 44.6K, right? And then a very small one here, but we take it level by level. Also, we have this going on. On the weekly time frame, the value area high of the range of 2021 and partly 2022. Very nicely respected. Spoke about it in the morning as well. We've been observing this range for a long time. In a live stream last week, actually there was Samith that reminded me this morning about it, because I didn't think about it. But last week I spoke about, well, it's quite interesting that we never retested the value area high, but now we did. So that is quite nice. It was somewhere here, Samith, the super observation. I remember a few days ago you told in a YouTube live that price hasn't tested the value area high yet. Yeah, and now we did. So we are retesting this important area. It was resistance before, testing it as support, which is of course interesting indeed. What we don't like to see is price moving down, retest, and continue towards the point of control, changing the structure in this value area here. So 49.5K, very, very interesting, right? And that is support that we hit at the moment as well. The bearish scenario will only increase, from an Elliott wave point of view, will only increase in probabilities if we take out 38.5K. Now, of course, I can already hear people saying, but Joe, can I only short at 38.5K, right? I'm going to miss like a massive swing long. No, of course not, right? It's where probabilities change. Just like I explained earlier, I took a short here at the high, right? And the short, as mentioned also here in the setup channel, was something that was planned, no? Planned. But when you take this short, you don't know how far the market goes down, right? You have no idea. You just got to observe what the market does as it moves towards the downside. Are we holding or are we not holding, right? And when you see price moving down with consistent bearish CVD, bear, every single bounce that price had during the move to the downside from 70K had bearish CVD divergences, meaning market longs are being absorbed by limit short orders. There is downwards pressure. I mean, it's nicer to hold on to a short when you consistently see this, no? So yes, this is where the probabilities change on a weekly time frame for more bearish scenarios, but it doesn't mean that you can't take shorts when price is in this range here, right? I mean, I took many shorts in this range over here, and then based on the reaction and the move towards the downside, I adjust my plan, I hold or TP or, that sort of stuff. And we are at support. So, of course, I took some TP. Yeah. So, the bearish scenario is a bigger three-wave corrective structure where we have either a flat in an A, B, yellow, and then a wave C to the downside moving below 15.4K, which is, of course, not really relevant. We're still at 54K, but that is a scenario that you do have to keep in mind. A good Elliott wave analyst always has bullish and bearish scenarios, one per time frame minimum. And the alternative is your WXY, which would be the first option, which leads to similar price action a high is made and you look for price to move down with the minimum target being 30.4K. Now, as mentioned, the probabilities are lower for the bearish scenario, right, compared to the bullish scenario. A move to the downside like we had today, I mean, I see emotions everywhere. It's just a move, right? It's it's normal in a bull market to get bigger moves towards the downside, no? And as long as you don't break 38.5, we're not actually really talking about a bear market, really. Right? It's still higher probabilities for the bull market and price to move to the upside for a wave 5 from an Elliott wave probability point of view. No, so the probabilities are towards this structure, and yeah. So the most bearish scenario in the daily, though, right, is a double 1-2. 1-2 and then a bigger move down. Double would be 1-2 1-2 and then wave 3, but by all means you're looking for wave 3 to the downside, which is very impulsive, very fast, very quick, very big move towards the downside. But this has lower probabilities, so also on the daily, right, the bearish scenario, lower probabilities because wave 2 hit the 886 here, taken from the start to the end of 1, which is rare for a wave 2, common for a wave B or a wave X. Increasing probabilities that any move down is a wave C or a wave Y, increasing probabilities to sooner or later move back towards the upside and move ever so closer to a 6-digit number per Bitcoin, which of course is incredibly interesting. Now, if we go to the 4-hour time frame, we have a nice bounce at support, right? We tested that value area high. Look how nicely, by the way, this is respected. God, I love technical analysis. So very, very nice. And we have a high amount of volume to the downside. Actually, also a high amount of volume to the upside. Let's go to the 1-hour time frame here. Because it is most common, right? So remember, just wait. I need to repeat this just before I zoom in. The bullish scenario on a daily time frame, right? We're looking for ABC, okay, which is a 5-3-5 impulsive structure, diagonal, 3-wave, 5-wave, right? So wave C is an impulse, okay? It's an impulsive structure. So an impulse is a 5-wave move. So from this high, we then want to count a 5-wave structure to the downside, okay? So, if we then zoom in, we can see that the highest amount of volume is currently in the lows. Now, wave C does like to end on a high amount of volume. It's scary, right? It makes people fearful, but fear, especially in bull markets, fear equals opportunity, which is literally the text on the thumbnail. The more fear there is, the better it is, right? And then, of course, you still have to wait for some solid proof of support locally, right? It's not just YOLO, right? We don't YOLO, we don't catch knives here unless it's part of your plan, but no YOLO, FOMO, catching knives, right? Trading safe, trading responsibly, trading with a plan. But we do like fear, right? Because it gives opportunities, just like greed gives opportunities as well. So we had this move towards the downside so far, ending on a high amount of volume. Now, it is most common for a high amount of volume to be in a wave 3. So if we look for an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's most common for a wave 3 to have the highest amount of volume, get a range in wave 4 and another leg down in wave 4, taking out the low of 3, making a new lower low, but on a lower amount of volume. At the moment, in this local trend down, the highest amount of volume is in the low. So from a volume perspective, preferably, we are looking for a wave 4, a range, another drop in 5, taking the low, lower amount of volume, and then start our way towards the upside. No? But that then means we are looking here for a wave 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. We want to see a move towards the downside, potentially even a double 4, 5. But you then want to see another move towards the downside. The alternative is that we have an extended wave 5. Now it might start to be a little complex, but what we are basically saying is here, right? We are looking for price to reverse. Okay. So we are now hitting the target area for wave C. We hit it over here. We hit important support. So I mean, that was interesting support. We still have interesting support at 45k as well. But in this green box over here, right, in this green area, you know, that's area of interest, right? Area of interest to look for signs of strength, reversal opportunity towards the 6 digits. No? But if we want to decrease the probabilities for another low, price would need to move up to 1 second here, this high, and then we do this, and then we do this, and then we do that. 59.2k. 59.2k is the 0.618, and the 0.618 is an invalidation for a wave 4. Right? So if price can move towards the upside and hit 59.2k, the probabilities are incredibly low for a wave 4, and then a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a wave 5. In other words, the moment we move up, the probabilities increase for more bullish scenarios. That does not mean, just save here, right, that it does this, okay? Just like with everything, it goes in waves, right? There's no straight lines in the market, right, unless you're in a wave 3. Then you do have straight lines. But just like we had here, up and down and up and down, and you go up to and we go down again, right? So it's very, very normal for the price to move to the up and the downside. There's always going to be a next opportunity. V-shaped recoveries are very rare, right? So the probabilities are always higher to look for a retracement, which will come sooner or later. What we also like to see is signs of strength, something that I have spoken about, right? Now, what is signs of strength? It's different for everyone. Some people like to use EMAs or volume or order flow or the DOM or the VWAP or whatever, right? Trend lines, trend line breaking structures, patterns, it doesn't matter. What I like to look for with regards to signs of strength is market structure, Elliott waves, CVD, and quite simply passing support and resistance areas as well, right? So we're at support over here. We have a bit of resistance up here as well, around that 60 or 59.2k level. But what I like to see is structure. I am never a trader that really tends to catch a high or low. Generally, I'm very patient. So what I look for is waves to form, show me impulsive structures, which means an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a leading diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correction, continuation, or a double 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, big move up in a wave 3, right? And then I'm happy to trade potential retracements. So I like to observe a range to form. After a very big drop, it's always good from an Elliott wave point of view to wait for a range to form. A new range will give us all the information that we need as an Elliott wave analyst, right, as a trader, to make our next informed decision. And the word informed is the key here, right? We want to make an informed decision. We're not gambling, right? We are doing risk managed, well executed, controlled trades based on data and statistics. That's what we're looking for. So looking to observe the reaction, market structure and Elliott waves, looking for an impulse, diagonal, or a double 1, 2, preferably in my case with some nice CVD divergences. That's something that I always like to keep an eye on. So what I like to see is price move up and down and up and down and up and down and change some market structure, see consistent bullish CVDs coming in. There's a little bit leggy here, but see some consistent bullish CVDs coming in, bullish, 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 bullish. It starts to get interesting, right? Maybe flip a level, right? Putting resistance into support, going back inside the range over here would be positive for Bitcoin as well. Then we start talking, no? Then we start talking. But there's no reason, for me at least, because it's not part of my plan. It depends on your plan. But I don't have a plan where I am trying to catch the low of a move. I don't have to impress everyone with my P&L sticker that I post on Twitter to show, hey guys, look, I caught the low with 1 cent positions. No, we're not playing with those type of things. It's well executed, well risk managed trades according to a plan, which is my plan, and your plan, of course, might be different. Another important support resistance area here is actually one that I'm trying to find. I guess I don't know, maybe I accidentally removed it, but it is this area on the chart here, right? So this is an important support resistance area, as you can see. Played an important role so far in this range. And again, if you get back inside the range, positive. No, it's something that we like to see. So with regards to the probabilities on the weekly time frame are higher for the bulls. Probabilities on the daily time frame are higher for the bulls, where we are looking for a three-wave corrective structure to the downside, just to show you all of the scenarios. Right? There's no reason yet to talk about a bear market. Well, there is a reason to talk about a bear market. It's just yet it's not the highest probability scenario, right? I mean, it's always something we have to consider. But from an Elliott wave point of view, your highest probability scenario remains a 4 and a 5, where we are looking for this wave 4 to finish, preferably after Monday next week sometime, right? After the 1-to-1 trend-based FIB or the FIB time. Preferably hitting this range of wave 4 between 49.1k, 38.5k, broke out of the channel. That's what we like to see as well for a wave 4. On the daily time frame, probabilities are highest for the ABC zigzag here. This is your common target area for wave C. That's your area of interest. We have hit important support, right? We still have some important support as well at 45k. Very interesting. And on the 1 hour time frame, currently the highest amount of volume is in the low. So from an impulsive perspective, the probabilities are highest for a wave 3 to have the highest amount of volume, right? Which is currently in the low, because an extended fifth is rare compared to an impulse with an extended third, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, extended third, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a long 5. That's rare. So therefore, from a Elliott wave probabilities point of view, this latest move is preferably a wave 3. We look for a range in 4 and a move down in a wave 5. However, if we move up to 59.2k, a wave 4 is invalidated, right? And we preferably then count this as a finished impulsive structure to the downside. No? And then we can start thinking about the potential of more bullish scenarios again. What I like to see for additional reasons to potentially go long is market structure. I want to see an impulse to the upside, a diagonal or a double 1-2 as explained. I look for structure to the upside, preferably see some nice bullish CVDs as well. Just basically like we had consistent bearish CVDs with this move to the downside, right? Put the chart upside down. I want to see the same, right? But then with green lines. Look at all the red lines here, right? That's all bearish CVD. We move down, 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 and every bounce bearish CVD. I want to see the same, but the other way around, right? I want to see price moving up, changing the structure, bull, 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 CVD. That's something that I'm looking for. Get back inside the range also helps, right? The bigger range that we have been in for many, many weeks. This is currently the highest probabilities from an Elliott wave point of view on the weekly, the daily, and the 4-hour, 1-hour time frame. At the moment on the 1 hour, on the 15-minute, arguably, we don't have a lot of information yet, right? We only at the moment have a 3-wave structure to the upside. There's no 5-wave structures yet, no impulse, no diagonal, no double 1-2s, still waiting patiently. We had some bullish CVDs. These already played out. And that's it, right? That's it. So, yeah, there's a lot of emotion in the market with the recent drop towards the downside. I really urge you and ask you to remain level-headed, right? Emotions generally cause losses, right? Don't YOLO, don't FOMO, don't try to catch knives. Wait for an opportunity in the market. The market will always give you a next opportunity, right? If you're a day trader, if you're a scalper, even as a swing trader, you don't have to be part of every move. If you have a loss, it should be risk managed with a 1, 2, maybe 3% loss max, right? And it's just another loss that you will have at some point anyway. No? So we move to the downside. Well, part of the market, right? It's part of Bitcoin. Exactly. It happens. So no problem. Did we touch the 886? I do have to go, by the way, because I got to move myself to Monaco now. But no, we didn't. We didn't touch the 886. So that is it. So, thank you It's a short session, but yeah, you know, guys, I got to move. I got to quickly change, and then we got to go to the train station because it's the easiest way to get into and out of Monaco tonight because of all the traffic and stuff that's expected as well. So these are the probabilities from an Elliott wave point of view, and yeah, 6 digits, still very much on, right? But yeah, everything explained. 1 hour gap, Bitcoin stabilized. For now, it did, but you know, looking for a 4 and a 5 unless we had 59.2k. Cheers, Stephen. Andrew, good to have you here as well. 43.7, yeah, 45k is also interesting as long as we don't move below 38. That would be a problem. So no, it's 37.7 for wave 4 log chart and logarithmic settings. 886 touch at the low is not an 886 on index. Yeah, I use the Coinbase chart. I prefer Coinbase, but it's something to keep in mind at least with the index chart. I don't know anything about fundamentals as I am a fully technical trader, so this isn't really a question for me. I can't answer that question, I'm afraid. Could this bounce be the 4th wave? Yes. Pleasure, Don. Always a pleasure. 1 hour gap. 1 hour gap. Lower time frame gaps. Yeah, we just maybe hit the gap. I would preferably go to the 2 hour. Yeah, 2 hour is nicer. It's one big candle on the 2 hour. So yeah, 2 hour gap. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thanks everyone. Sorry, it's a shorty today, but yeah, that's sometimes how it goes. But I had some stuff to do in the afternoon as well. You know, when you move to another country, there's a lot of things you have to think about, and then we still have to organize some stuff in the apartment, and yeah, and then we have all the government stuff and la di la. So you know, stuff happening. So sorry that I went live relatively late today. And I have to go because I have the fireworks event tonight in Monaco. So there won't be an upload tonight, right? But there will be another upload tomorrow morning and then tomorrow afternoon. And we go towards the normal schedule again. So thanks everyone for being here in the live stream. Please don't let your emotions take control of your trading, right? Stick to your plan, stick to your strategy, know what you're looking for, be patient. You don't have to catch the low. You don't have to catch the high. You need to take the middle of the sandwich, right? The ham and the jam and the chocolate paste and whatever you put on there, chocolate sprinkles, that's what you want to have, right? The 60-50% of the move. Wait patiently, wait for your plan, wait for all the rules that you have to check, and then you enter your position, no? So we have a bit of a move to the downside. Yeah, absolutely normal, right? Nothing really changes on a weekly, daily time frame. We just wait for price to stabilize, look for opportunities, and currently probabilities are higher to still look for the 6 digits, or at least get close. So hey, that's that. So hey, that being said, thanks everyone for being here, right? And if there's any question, write me in Discord, because I will have the opportunity to check Discord or comment below the stream. I'll make sure to check it out. And yeah, I'm going to see you again tomorrow.